Roy, there hasn't been a lot of time for Ruben Amorim to put in all the changes that he'll want to see from this Manchester United side. Did you see what he will want to do in the future?
Yeah, well, we saw obviously the shape of the team. That's the way he's going to go. But you still have the same players out there and the same problems. And we talk about leopards and spots. The issue with United over the last year or two: lack of goals, lack of quality in the second half. We're looking at Ipswich, who haven't won all season at home, and they looked a better team. And if any team was going to win, you felt Ipswich were going to win it. So I think it's his first game, a lot to take in. It's been a mad week or two for him, but I think ultimately he'll be disappointed. I think again with the lack of quality in the final third for Man United, and towards the end of the game, if anyone was going to win it, I thought it was going to be Ipswich, which is a big concern.
Roy has described Manchester United at times this season as a team of moments. They're looking for consistency. Does this look like a squad who can get to those levels of consistency?
I think, you're spot on with the moments comment, because I think that what I haven't seen in this Manchester United team for a long time is like relationships. Players that combine well with each other, players that create things, off the cuff, but also by design as well. And they've got a manager in now who's got a record for design. He's got this system that he believes heavily in, that he wants to bring to Manchester United. We saw it this evening. Did it work? No, because they didn't win. And ultimately, I think what Ruben Amorim wants to be doing is he wants to be winning whilst learning on the job with this group of players. Did he have his best available 11 out today? No. But I think we have to give huge credit to Kieran McKenna and Ipswich, because I thought that the way they played, it was exceptional at times. I thought they were brave, that they didn't let their heads drop. And I think ultimately they showed Manchester United, how it looks to be a team that's connected.
We will look at Ipswich in more detail, because it was a really, really good performance from them, and we'll talk more about the influence that Kieran McKenna has shortly as well. But in terms of Ruben Amorim and the stamp that he wants to put on Manchester United, and the problems that he has to solve, is goal scoring the biggest one, Jamie?
Yeah, of course they've not got enough goals. They've got quality in the team, but there's a lot of problems you have to solve. And I'm already fed up talking about this system that he's going to employ. I am. It's because
day one, Jamie.
But Kelly, this is the players that are in this system right now are not going to be the players in the future. You're not going to see Johnny Evans as a left side centre back. You're not going to see Mazraoui. You're not going to see the two wing backs probably, who obviously they're both opposite footed. They're playing on that outside. Is that midfield going to be Casemiro and Eriksen? Of course it isn't. So you're going to try and analyse it. It's almost pointless, because the system is going to change, because the players are going to change and the personnel, and then they're going to look better. In a way, the best thing that can probably happen is not get fooled by these players right now, because after 2 minutes we're looking at it thinking, wow, the Messiah's here, everything's going to change, look how good they look. But then they became their true self in the end, and they see that the quality isn't there. So this is going to take time. It's going to take new personnel. He's going to have to figure it out. He's going to be changing the team probably week in, week out, searching for who is going to be the right people in this system. And once he gets that, then he has a chance. But right now, you couldn't pick the team that's going to be there in 6 months, because you don't know who's going to fit into what he wants.
Yeah, there are a lot of players in that side who, again, to go back to the point, have moments of quality in them. Are there enough players in the squad who have quality consistently?
No. That's the big problem. Again, this team for last year or two, it's all about moments. We saw with the first goal after the minute, you think, well, listen, great start, a bit of quality, a bit of pace, nice finish from Marcus, getting into the areas you want him to be. And then United just sat back and you're going, you almost feel like, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Ipswich are a team near the bottom, obviously on the back of a good result at Spurs, but a home record not great. Go after them. It's if United are almost fearful of going on to win the game. The manager obviously made lots of changes in the second half, and to be fair, you're thinking, listen, he's obviously trying to win the game and he's still trying to get to know these players. But I suppose at United, the business of the league, their results, they probably maybe lack that confidence and belief. But do I believe this group of players have the quality to start getting Man United back up towards top 4, top 5? I've been saying it for ages. Absolutely not. The evidence isn't there. And again, today we come down, you're thinking new manager, new bounce and all this, it's all very positive. But then when the game starts, and it's the same old stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Very predictable and really lack of quality.
And again, what we should say is this isn't on Ruben Amorim, who's taking charge of his
had
first
2 or
game,
3 days,
who is
Kelly.
also, Jamie, on his way over to talk to us.
But he's had 2 weeks. He's been in the job 2 weeks, but you've got to remember, everyone's been away on international duty. This is going to take time. He's under no illusions, but the good thing is he's going to learn about the players week in, week out. He's obviously coming now. We're going to have a chat with him, and I'll be interested to see how he thought the game went. Sorry.
Ruben, so much for coming over to talk to us. Good to meet you, Kelly. Hi, Ruben. Look, first game in charge of Manchester United. You've had a couple of weeks to work with some of the players that haven't been on international duty. So what did you learn about them over that 90 minutes?
It's a tough league. What you learn in the first moment, a good environment. I think my players were thinking too much during the game. You can feel it. They were thinking not just in the ball, but where are supposed to be. And that is hard with 2 days, because all the team together just 2 days. We need more, I think, in the first half, the physicality, because they leave us 1 against 1 in front, so we have to use that moments to feel the opponent. But it's a tough match. I think we lost some balls without pressure. And when you start a game like this, you score 1 goal, and then you have to control the ball. You have to control the tempos of the game. We cannot do it at the moment, but they tried. They really tried. I know this is for some guys it's hard to understand this, but they are really trying, and they want this.
When you talk about the players maybe thinking too much, is that because they're thinking about what you want from them, what you've asked them to do, and the differences from what they're used to doing?
That's the reason. That's really that reason. But we have 2 ways. So we try to win games and don't risk nothing in this moment. And I guarantee next year at the same stage we will have the same problem. So you have to try to since the first moment we will have problems. The players will be like confused sometimes, but we have to address since this moment the new idea and try to be better in the next year at the same stage.
Oh, sorry, me next. Yeah. Obviously, you're still getting to know the players, but you're also hoping for a proper football intelligence from some of the players, decision making. Would that be a concern?
I think that is a concern, because you can understand you don't need to coach them, because at this level you have to keep the ball, know the momentum of to put the ball in front, and you sometimes you feel that you can't keep the ball and you put the ball in front. Then you have like we are in the end of the game, you are rounding the box with 2 strikers, with Josh has to understand that he has to go to the box to have the crosses. So we are doing some things that not in the right moment. So that is something that we have to address. Sometimes it's not every people talk about the 3-4-3. That is not the concern. A system is a system, but the understanding of the game, I think we have to improve a lot in this area.
The system, and obviously it's been the talk of the town since you arrived with this system. But what have you seen from the players in this last week of training which has impressed you the most, and what do you want to take forward from today's game?
The most important thing, again, it's hard to understand, but they want this. Sometimes they don't know how to get it. That was my feeling. You can say that it's 3 trainings if they are not excited at the moment, so we have a big problem. Then you start discovering things. I didn't know. I think Garna can hold the ball between lines. You can understand that by seeing the games, because he's always open. So you try to find these things. Bruno Fernandes, I think he improved his game by playing near the ball, feeling the ball, so he can give us like sometimes the long pass. But you cannot put him there all the time, because he wants the long pass all the time. So we try to find things about the players, and we will need a lot of time to work out these things.
Ed Sheeran's come to join us. Ed, we're just chatting to Ruben Amorim, who may not want to talk to an Ipswich fan. But from an Ipswich point of view, it was almost perfect. So
I loved it. I love being back in the Premier League.
Yeah. Oh, we're really glad to hear from you.
You're going to come and say hello in a minute? We'll have a chat to you.
Definitely.
All right, well done, mate. Good to
see you again in a second. Thank you very much, Ed.
Look, Ruben, I was just going to say...
unpredictable when we're pitchside.
So your team today ran 102 kilometres. It's the second lowest this season for your team, for Manchester United. But I know when I saw Sporting and that your stats and your high-intensity running was through the roof. Absolutely one of the best in Europe. Is that something that has to change for you to compete?
Yeah, if you see the first half, we were a little bit afraid. The number 5 was always alone, and we have to jump on him. Then the number 20, Hutchison, was always here in the dead space. Johnny Evans should be pressing that guy. But then when we don't have training, and it's hard to say all the directions to the players. We had 2 days, so they are confused a little bit, and they stay here. If you stay here, you don't run, you don't defend. You defend, but you don't run. So you feel that in data, but we have to understand the data, to see the data, and understand what happened in the game. First, they have to understand the game. Then we have to be so much better physically, to cope with the high pressure, the volume of the high speed running, all these things. But we need time to work these things.
Ruben, one of the things that you're going to learn as Manchester United manager is the number of media commitments that you have after a game. So we're going to let you go. So thank you very much for coming over to talk to us.
I want to say this is the last time this week I spoke more than 4 years in Sporting, and then when you speak too much and you don't win, it's really hard for everybody. So it was 1 week, and only 1 week I spoke with Andrew. I just want to work with my players, nothing more. But I understand this is a different game here, so let's see.
Thanks for coming out to talk to us. Thank you, Ruben. And actually, bye, thank you.
10 are down on this Premier League weekend. Stories wherever you look. Chelsea beginning with that 2-1 win at Leicester. In case you are just joining us, the big breaking news today is that Leicester and manager Steve Cooper and 2 of his staff have parted company. So Steve Cooper lasting just 12 league games as the Leicester City manager. Arsenal back to winning ways, 3-0 against Nottingham Forest. Villa dropping points at home, 2-2 to Palace. Brighton winning with 10 men at Bournemouth. Goalless between Everton and 10 men Brentford at Goodison. Wolves winning 4-1 at Fulham. And of course the standout headline of the weekend, Spurs 4-0 away at Manchester City. Pep Guardiola's heaviest ever home league defeat as a manager, and 5 consecutive defeats in all competitions now for the reigning champions. Earlier today, Liverpool were 2-1 down at the bottom club Southampton, but came back 2 Mo Salah goals to win it 3-2, including the winner from the penalty spot. We've just brought you 1-1 at Portman Road, and we will bring you the Monday night football, which is Newcastle West Ham, followed by final word on Monday. So Southampton remain at the bottom of the Premier League table after that defeat at home to Liverpool on 4 points. Cut adrift now, 5 away from safety. Then Palace, Ipswich still in the drop zone, but only on goal difference. And Leicester 1 point above it, who have parted company with Steve Cooper. Manchester United stay in 12th, up to 16 points, just 1 ahead of Bournemouth and 1 behind Brentford. But look at this, Liverpool fans, what a screenshot this is. 12 games in under Arne Slot, 8 points clear of the reigning Manchester City champions. And remember, play Pep Guardiola's side next Sunday at Anfield, win that one, and the gap after 13 games will be 11 points between those 2 teams. Chelsea and Arsenal are the other clubs in those Champions League positions.
Amorim, well done. Sam, your manager said before this game that, in his opinion, this was the biggest game in the world this weekend and the eyes of the world were on it. So those watching, what would they have made of that Ipswich performance today?
I think we showed a mix of things, really. Disappointing not to get the win on reflection with the chances. I think their keepers made a couple of fantastic saves right from close range, but we've done well. We had to show our resilience at the end, and yeah, it's a point in the right direction.
Amorim, Manchester United got off to the best possible start from their perspective, but how positive was the Ipswich reaction to going behind?
Yeah, that's what we do. If we go goal behind, I think we play even better. We get extra boost, and I feel like we get extra confidence when we go 1-0 down, and we just have to keep in it and stick together and show resilience, as Skip said, and hopefully the outcome comes positive.
You've scored a few special goals, particularly in that promotion push, and similar ones to that in the past. But how did you rate that one personally, and how crucial was the timing just before half-time?
Yeah, I've been working on it in training.
We've been waiting for that one.
We've been waiting for it. I just want to help the team, goals and assists and my performances, and